Well, good morning. Profitable session yesterday for the live stream. Thanks to those of you who came along. We'll take you through some of our profitable plays. You'll get some more trades if you attend live, and particularly at this stage of the season, if you can come along. We had two leagues ending their season yesterday, and it's an important to show you how we attack end of season games. Everything's kicking off at the same time. The live standings proved to be very useful indeed. Having a look at the Premier League yesterday, you could have got a lay of West Ham in if you fancied Liverpool. I didn't play that one. Liverpool have been faltering at 1.5 and lower odds recently, and they faltered again, leading 1-2. Fulham and Crystal Palace. Arguably, you could have taken on Fulham. This is a London derby, with Crystal Palace winning their previous three matches emphatically. Could have looked through an equaliser for a side really hitting the ground running as far as their attacking is concerned. Not so with Man United. Did lay the late draw. We got a profit in the Coventry match. We got a profit in the Sheffield United match. Didn't get one on this occasion. But I'd still insist on laying these late draws, particularly in must-wins. And Newcastle emphatic. The only real way to create some value here, there were 1.6 odds before the Sheffield United goal. After the Sheffield United goal, the only real value would have been in the half-time market. Wolves and Luton, we did lay Wolves 2-0 up, based on Luton's both teams to score pattern. And you'd have actually got a reasonable return just for that single goal for Luton. So don't forget, when you green up, or when you get a green screen, and you take that green screen, that profit is locked in. Everton and Brentford, dead rubber really. Aston Villa and Chelsea. Again, dismissing Chelsea. You don't do it. Looking at their recent form, I don't know why Chelsea fans are getting all hot and bothered. It's been pretty decent stuff. Only losing to Arsenal and Manchester City, for goodness sake. Look at all of this. The last side to beat them was in the EFL, and that was Liverpool. They've only lost to Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. Why on earth is Pochettino getting earache from Chelsea fans? I don't understand it. A 2-2 yesterday. Not sure I would have played. See the progression. Cucurella, the man with the big hair, scoring the first goal for Villa. And Madueke and Gallagher getting the equalisers. Not a match really I would have played. German Bundesliga was tough to read, but we've got a pattern now with Bayer Leverkusen. Post winning the title, they are now pulling off the late draw surprise. They've done it in two consecutive matches against Dortmund and Stuttgart, and they've done it again. Ka-ching. Who's it this time? Andrich with a 96-minute equaliser. Exactly the same story as their first post-title draw against Dortmund. Look at the timing as well. 97th minute on this occasion. So I think Bayer Leverkusen can be relied upon now. They've shown their cards. Normally these sides capitulate after they've won the title. Bayern Munich get the win yesterday. Werder Bremen, thankfully we didn't get stuck in and lay Augsburg dependent, despite the odds. Werder Bremen had the carrot and the stick yesterday. One of very few sides relegation threatened and still with a chance of Europe. Amazing. Leipzig and Dortmund, we could have arguably laid Dortmund given the pre-Champions League mode for them. Serie A, difficult to call yesterday. Juve AC Milan, derby style match. Lazio just limping across the line. Atletico Madrid, very emphatic against Atletico Bilbao. Alaves Celta Vigo, we laid the draw second half. This went the way of the market. 2.55 the favourite. You normally have to defer to the in-play stats, and it was emphatic. Absolutely emphatic. Look where the red is. First half and second half. It's all Alaves. Far better second half than first half. Look at that. 5 shots on, 4 shots off, 3 corners. So that's telling you the market can't read it. In-play stats are telling you Alaves, probably the side to be with. One of our better plays yesterday Doesn't matter what league. This was another £100+ profit I left on the table. I got out at 2-2 with about 60 quid profit, because I'm afraid I'm not Mystic Meg. I can't call the 93rd minute winner for Mr. Gomez. I wish I could. But you do have the opportunity, if you wanted to stay in. Had you done so with Heidenheim, you'd have made upwards of £200-300 if you'd have backed Heidenheim as well. The last one, Austria Klagenfurt, you'd have made something like £280 had you stayed into that one. And here you could have made about 128 quid from a £6 stake. Not too shabby, eh? Came out of that with a nice profit. 1.4 favourite pre-match. 0-2 lead was, for me, the ideal balancing act between not being 100% confident in Maritimo and having a play without it costing me too much money. Third or fourth in the league, 1.4, playing at home, got the job done. Fantastic stuff. That's when these 0-2s really start paying out for you. Tennis yesterday. Wonder if you had a look yourself at the tennis. Let's have a quick look. Stefanos Tsitsipas losing 2 consecutive sets. Diego Montero, 110th in the world. So this was a surprise. He does throw in the odd wobbler, this bloke. And I don't think at any stage in the second set he would have led. No, he's the first person in this. So second set. Well, that's a good starting point. No, it's not, because he lost the serve. So you've got an option, second set. You can wait. And if it starts looking a bit wobbly, don't get involved. But the corollary to that is you can get involved at 2-0, a set and a breakup, and your liability is even lower. So if it is a losing play, you're not going to get out of it without too much damage. Odds on favourite losing the first set here in a tiebreaker, and it goes on to get the result. Similar story here. Kotov against Thompson, 1.67 losing the first set. Losing the first set in a tiebreaker, Rafa, but he's coming off the back of an injury, playing old Hitler haircut. We have ways of making you lose the match. So this would have been a bit of a tough one to trust. No, maybe not. Rafa Nadal coming out of that 512th because of injury, of course. Oh, Rafa. So that would have been an interesting one. I'm not sure how I would have played that. Would you have taken on a Rafa Nadal lead? He's the king of clay and he's in Spain. So old Hitler haircut got what's coming to him. Medvedev lost the first set, won the next two. Grigor Dimitrov lost the first set, won the next set to get us a profit. Bautista Agut won the first set. Lost the second to Kachanov. This would have been an interesting play. I would have possibly played this one, given Bautista Agut is a good gauge. So if you've got an opponent who's a very strong favourite against him, might take the hint. Igo Elisiem, bit dodgy that one. And again, Jarry losing the first set, winning the next. So some good trading opportunities yesterday, just from purely set betting. Let's have a look on to today's football. Let's go back to Soccer 24. Have a look on Sunday. And I'll be around for a live stream, probably 2 o'clock start for Bournemouth and the London Derby. This is an opportunity for Liverpool to potentially get back at Arsenal. If this is your traditional blood and thunder North London derby. Bournemouth and Brighton, season coming to an end for these two, so a bit cautious. New manager for Bournemouth might instill the kind of change that you're seeing at Crystal Palace. Tottenham and Arsenal, North London derby. Odds on favourites, got to be very wary. It's a must win for the Arsenal, of course. Nottingham Forest, can they pull off a shock result against Manchester City? Desperate need for points. Nottingham Forest, this fits in with our potential banana skin. We've got an obvious favourite, but we've got a relegation threatened side who might pull it off. Union Berlin, normally when the market fancies them, they tend to deliver. The market's saying They can't be dismissed, but by Borussia Mönchengladbach just slightly the best. Mainz against Köln. Mainz have done an excellent job in trying to stave off relegation, and they're scoring shed loads as well. Köln are going to turn up their usual ultra defensive selves, so prepare for a tight match. It's a relegation 6-pointer. The onus is on FC Köln to get the win, bring them up to 25. They've still got a bit of a way to catch up with Union Berlin, who might not get a result today against Borussia Mönchengladbach in another relegation 6-pointer. Mainz must continue their excellent scoring and winning run, so you'll be looking at that today. Darmstadt and Heidenheim, possibility of both teams to score with a Heidenheim match. They will be fancying their chances against Darmstadt, who will have a tendency to be the whipping boys. Serie A, Inter Milan champions, so be very wary there. Bologna Udinese, look for the draw to end, as befits an Udinese match. Atalanta look well worthy of their favouritism against Empoli. Napoli and Roma is a derby-style match, so be very cautious. You've seen, it's not a derby-style match geographically like the Tottenham-Arsenal match. It's more of a derby-style match insofar as these two high-profile sides. Don't forget Roma, new manager, might instill a change in them. Fiorentina and Sassuolo. Sassuolo in relegation trouble, so expect a firm resistance from them at not really a free-scoring Fiorentina. NEC Nijmegen got the sole win against PSV, or the sole defeat for PSV this season came against NEC Nijmegen. So AZ Alkmaar have been very wobbly of late, conceding 10 goals in 2 recent matches. Watch out. PEC Zwolle and Heracles. These two were newly promoted last season. So this could be a very tight one at 11:15. I'll be up and around for them. Sparta Rotterdam. Volendam tend to be the side to take on. They are struggling domestically in the relegation places. The other 2 matches, very tough to unpack. Eerste Divisie, normal goals expected. Spanish La Liga, Cadiz and Mallorca. Mallorca have trouble with that second goal. That could cost them today. And what could be a very tight defensively led match, Cadiz and Mallorca. Granada Osasuna, tough to call. Villarreal have been excellent at home. We could see them continue along their merry way. Yellow Submarine. Betis and Sevilla. Let's have a look at where these two are. Sevilla, not their usual top 5 self. Sevilla are 13th. They're only 12 points above the relegation zone. Betis are 7th. Again, it's not a match I really want to get a handle on at this stage of the season. We've got other matches. La Liga 2. Djurgården got that recent loss against Malmo. Odds on today. Malmo playing AIK. AIK likely to give some resistance, but Malmo showed away at Djurgården they could be the force to be reckoned with this season in the Super Ettan. Turkish Super League. Pendikspor newly promoted. Could be vulnerable. Alanyaspor, very strong favourites today. Trabzonspor as well. Getting the odds-on favourites right in the Turkish Super League at the moment. Will that continue today? We've got a smattering of other matches of interest. Red Bull Salzburg, not as strong favourite as they've been in the last 2 matches. Croatia probably next, or Belgium Jupiler League. Looks a bit tough to call today. Union St-Gilloise, the only strong favourite. Croatian H&M 1 League, likely to be next. We had Dinamo Zagreb last week. Gorica today, and Rijeka away from home. Strong odds on favourites. So this is just and the Czech Republic, we missed them yesterday. Why? Because they're playing today. 2 o'clock start. Always have a look. Make sure it's not the end of the season when you've got all of the matches on at the same time in the Czech Republic. It wasn't on yesterday. We did miss it a little. So let's have a quick look at the Czech La Liga. Make sure it's not the end of the season. If it is, we've got special techniques in hand. And that's something I didn't show you yesterday. English League One, English League Two. So let's have a quick look at that, because it's a unique way to approach the end of the season. Let's go to English League One, English League Two. Sorry, English League Two yesterday. That was ending its season. So let's, I'll just get there. So English League Two ending its season yesterday. And what we did, we whittled down the matches from dead rubbers to must-wins. Barrow had to win, so we laid the late draw here. Crewe had to get a result, so we laid Colchester, and Crewe did get the late equaliser. And that pretty much paid for your other lays, that 92nd minute equaliser. That's what we're looking for. Create as much pressure as you can. Time is the only real way to create the pressure for these must-win sides. Doncaster had to get a win. We laid the late draw there. That was it, really, I think. Dead rubber, Wrexham and Stockport. A few dead rubbers we had to leave alone. MK Dons, dead rubber. So we've got to be very disciplined. These were the only real matches of interest coming to the second half. That's what we're going to be doing. That's why we're looking to make sure that it's not the end of the season in the Czech Republic. End of season matches are all about pressure and trying to create a profit for ourselves by using the pressure of these sides who must win. So let's have a look, see if this is the last match of the season. I doubt it. 29, should be up to 34. Oh, it is. Ah, it is. Or is it? Czech Liga. I don't know what Tip Sport League is. Looks like it is the last day of the season in the Czech Republic. So what we're going to be doing today at 2 o'clock, we'll be preparing ourselves for a look at the Czech League uniquely using the live standings. So these standings will turn live when we get to the Czech Republic. And once they turn live, any goal that comes in, you're going to get a move up or down the league. And our job is to find those matches with the greatest need. And then the general trend is to lay the draw or lay the team like Colchester. So we've got to bear this in mind. Sparta Prague, Slavia Prague, Poulsen, Ostrava, Mlada Boleslav is job done this season for them. Matches of importance. Sigma Olomouc, Hradec Králové with a win today could threaten Slovako's 6th place championship group. Okay, so pressure for Slovako, Liberec, Sigma Olomouc, Hradec Králové. Teplice look out of it. This is a Conference League group, so it looks like it splits into 3. So it gets a bit complicated. None of these sides can break up, and we don't really have relegation because this is a relegation group. So none of these relegation groups can get out of this. So this is going to be a different approach this evening or this afternoon. We're only going to be focusing on the possible transition to the Championship group from the Conference League group for Hradec Králové, Sigma, Liberec and Slovako. That's to be the only 4 matches of interest. Slovako, Liberec, Hradec Králové. And you just saw that fleetingly. Hradec Králové, will star them. If I can get to the Czech League. But we'll do that a bit later. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped. But you get the idea. We're going to be looking at attacking the Czech League at 2 o'clock today. What I was trying to do, Hradec Králové, Jablonec, all these teams that need a result, we're just going to star them. And we're going to ignore all of the other matches because you don't want to be getting involved in dead rubbers. And we'll be facing this scenario for a hell of a lot of leagues coming to the end of April. So it's a technique well worthy of your attention. So I hope you can come along to the live stream. Probably a 2 o'clock start, which will fit in nicely with the English Premier League, moving into the Bundesliga and into all of the peripheral leagues that are occurring this Saturday. So we've got Bologna, Udinese, etc. So I hope to see you later. Confirmation will be at the daily bulletin. So we'll have the review preview and we'll have the live, and I'll set the links for the live. 1400 start today, and I'll leave you the YouTube links. Hope you can make it, and I hope to see you a little bit later. Hope we can carry on the good week that we've been having insofar as generating decently priced green screens. Hopefully I can continue that today for you.